Good morning, everybody. Really quick impromptu came to me last night, so apparently somebody needs to hear this. So I'll just get right into it. Hope everybody's doing great. Love you. Everything's as it should be. Take heart. Everything's good. Um, did a video yesterday with our brother Damian Kanati Wolf. Some of you may know him. If you do, I'm going to put a link to this in this video, to that video. If you'd like to go check it out, go ahead. It was really good. So let's just get jumping into this. And that question that I have this morning is that, have you been demonized by those closest to you, called heartless? How could you just leave like that? Um, this is something that I've experienced, definitely. I'm a little far away from the camera, but it's just how I set it up this morning. I didn't want to hold it with my hand, so if I'm too far away, well, it's just the way it is. You just need to hear my words. That's all that's important anyway. Father's words, right? So if that question's been posed to you, if people have said things to you, and under that format, this message is for you. It's a reassurance and an encouragement and a take heart for you. The first thing I would like to bring forward is heroes, warriors in the Matrix, in this world, in our countries, whichever country that you live in. Depending, we know that the U.S. has a huge patriot, soldier, military, kind of feel to it, where the picture that is emulated to the rest of the world is the American flag, the soldiers, the warriors, the heroes. It's very, very, patriotism is a very, very big thing. Have nothing negative nor nothing positive, really. I want to leave it completely benign. That's up to you how you choose to view that. But I think the rest of the world and other countries as well have this sense in them that these people who sacrifice their lives for others, in the world, in these flesh suits, the humans, the people that are here, when they do this, there's kind of a picture that's depicted of that. And that's the first thing I want to start off with. These heroes, warriors, sacrificing their all, their comfort for the good of everyone else, for the true all, the entire, group of humanity, if you will. And the first thing I'd like to say is these are the types of people, like, I would say people in the military, soldiers who pack up their little bit of belongings, strap on some camos and go to other countries and fight and secure and do things that are uncomfortable for them, to experience lots of discomfort. They walk away from home, family, children, wives, husbands, all their comforts in order to do what they believe in their heart, which is totally accurate and right, to protect others. So they lay everything down to do that. The people in the military, there are police officers, we have firefighters, people in the medical profession, these people that are just drawn from very early on in their life to serve others in profound ways, where they do pack up their stuff and walk away from the comfort of their home and their loved ones, because they know in their heart this thing they're going to do is going to ultimately protect that wife, that husband, that child, that home, those assets. And so they willingly leave the comfort of those things, abandon that from themselves, take it away from themselves, sacrifice that in order to protect everyone else, not themselves. They throw themselves into discomfort, facing things like, being homeless and hungry and cold and without resource, in order to protect all of the others so that they won't have to endure that. Now, I'm sure that when I bring that picture to mind, in this world, in your family, in your circle, in the country you live, in the county you live in, wherever it is you're at, you can relate to the types of people, these personas that we have prevalent in our societies, all of them everywhere. Heroes, warriors, people with this natural heart to sacrifice everything of their own to go and fight on the behalf of everyone else. This is something that is depicted all over the planet. It's a wonderful thing. And I want to start out by first of all saying that what I'm about to share with you is to uphold those people as well as the spiritual warriors that I'm speaking to today. I was raised in the military. Not in the military, but with a military background. My grandfather, my father, my brother, all served in the military. I have incredible, incredible respect, love, and admiration for all people who serve in that capacity. I have family members now that are police officers, true-hearted warriors that sacrifice everything, their own sanity, to serve others because they see the need and they just drop everything they could do for themselves to go and do that. I want to make it very clear that I have always stood in support of each one of those heroes' hearts. Each and every one, whether it be military, firefighters, police officers, medical professionals, even the guy down the street that goes out of his way to do something for his neighbor. Doesn't matter who or what office they hold. But I just want to make sure that very clear in this video that this isn't by no means not supporting that. But what I'm trying to support is there's a different perspective in this, and it may be helpful to you. And that's why Father's having me put that out. So this is the description, and I think, especially under the guise of Christianity, most people who hail to be Christians, church-going, believing in the Word of God, listening to Father through that avenue, have a very clear picture of these heroic beings. Now, there have been times in the past where people looked upon them as being something, not something to celebrate and honor. But I think basically right now most people would agree that honoring and celebrating these military personnel, police personnel, firefighting personnel, medical personnel that are going into these situations and abandoning all their own comforts to rescue others at the sacrifice of themselves is something that's worthy of being honored. I think every one of us would say, yes, I would honor that. You see posts all over Facebook. You see it in social media, which is where most people spend their time, so it's a good way to point this out. I think that the general consensus is that we look at this as being an incredible thing, and we honor and admire these people. So when a soldier kisses his wife goodbye, or she kisses her husband goodbye and leaves the children in the care of that other spouse and all the responsibilities of that home to go somewhere else to fight, and that could be firefighting, that could be police work, that could be military, could be many different things, but it's mostly depicted in the military, firefighting, and police work. We would all say that we honor that, and we stand behind those people, and we not only do we stand behind them, but we come to the aid of the family that they had to leave to go provide this service for the entire globe, for all the people, including their own wife or husband and children. We come to the support of those people that are left in that circumstance. And I see this as pretty much a general perspective, and it's a good perspective. I agree with it. It's exactly how it should be perceived when someone sacrifices everything that they have to go and serve the greater all. Of course, this, I believe, is a right standing. And as Christians, people who hail to believe in Father, follow Christ, and honor the Holy Spirit, I can see this movement. This is a very, very strong support system of this heroic behavior. I would say that that's an accurate assessment of the way that it is being depicted in all the ways that we all see communally, like Facebook and television ads and military ads and just all those things that we see. I think it's very pro-support of these incredible beings. And let me once again reiterate that I believe each and every one of them has a hero's and warrior's heart. And they believe in what they're doing, and they're sacrificing everything of themselves for the greater good of everyone else. And it should be upheld the way that I'm showing, trying to show with my words that we see it. Okay, and I just touched on the whole Christian belief, the spiritual perspective behind the support of these wonderful warrior heroes. This is the understanding of these roles in our world, and I think most people would hold this understanding and hold it up. So my question to those that are naysayers, that may be affecting you in your spiritual journey, and my question to those and to yourself, so that you can answer this question in your own heart, to give yourself that sense of encouragement. Is the flesh a higher warfield than the spiritual? We've gone so far as a human being race to support these heroes in this tangible world, and we see that they sacrifice themselves. They come back with, missing legs and lost their sight, and they come back and they don't have the right benefits, and they've sacrificed everything. The children have grown up without them because they've been somewhere else fighting for us. They've sacrificed everything, and this is huge. It's depicted in imagery in front of all of us, and I uphold that and I support that. That being a very good thing and a good perspective to have, to be in support of these heroic individuals, absolutely. But I ask you, is the flesh depiction of that higher than spiritual warfields? If you're a Christian, if you hail to believe in a creator and hold the love of Christ and an understanding of Holy Spirit, you would definitely answer, no, it's not. Yeshua himself said that we do not fight against flesh and bone. Our true fight is against the prince of the air, the principalities, the spiritual realm. So that question being asked and being answered by Yeshua, Jesus, who was, had all the answers. He was a master at presenting what it looks like to follow Christ. This message is basically for you, this spiritual warrior who has left everything. And of course, once again, I speak from experience, because yesterday what brought this about, the beginning of it, and then Father met me in the night and said, share this with everyone. I was having a pretty rough day yesterday. I wear skin just like everyone else. I am in this flesh, but not of it, and it does affect me. And here, I'm going to grab something real quick, just a little depiction, a visual for you, if you will, of something to make a representation from my journey, and then I will share it with you for your journey. I did leave everything at the prompting of Father, telling me it's time for you to go on this mission that I'd been being prepared for some time. He told me the moment to go would arise very quickly and I would know it, and to just be patient and wait. And I did for like 4 years, 4.5, 5 years in this ascension process. I waited and waited. Well, a lot of people don't know. They don't know much about my past. All they know is about what I've produced in videos and what I'm doing now. But I can tell you, I relate to this, and to you all who have done this. And so yesterday I was sitting there and I was having a rough day, and I just kind of glanced over, and I have this hanging in my camper where I'm at right now, which I am totally on mission, totally in that place. And I'll just get it up there close so you can see it. It's probably my most prized possession. And I wanted to show it to you because my little boy, he was 5 when he made it. He's now 7. But this was a Mother's Day gift for me. And he made it at school, and he was very proud of himself and presented it to me. And it's very significant for a lot of reasons to me because of being his adoptive mother. It meant everything to me, and it hung in my kitchen. I love it. I look at it every day, and it filled me with great joy. Well, when I left my home, yeah, and I didn't just leave a home. I left horses and cows and friends and family, and I knew very well that my little boy needed to stay there where his school was and where his grandparents were, in his home that he'd been raised in since he was born, and his adoptive father who was there and has been there since he was born, a couple of generations in. I left everything, including my little boy. And I saw that yesterday, and it kind of broke down because I miss him. And so I know what it feels like to take this route. But this question to you is what I want you to, it's a question to you who have done this, and it's a question to you who are pointing fingers at these people, because I have been called heartless. I've been told that I'm a horrible mother, and that I've abandoned my child by the people closest to me, my own mother. That's what you said to me. I see how you do this now. You've just forgotten your heart. You've become heartless. You don't feel anything anymore. If there are those of you out there right now that are getting that from the ones closest to you, and you're either about to embark on this journey Father has for you, or you're already there and you're feeling it, this is encouragement for you. Because the spiritual war we fight is far greater than the flesh war. And for those of you that are condemning these people and saying these things to these beautiful parents, and I've got brothers and sisters out here right now who've left millions of dollars, myself included, and children and family. No easy things to leave. The biggest things that the world can provide to you to cling to. They've left these things to serve Father in this mission that we're in right now, for the greater good, for the greater all. And I'm just sending you this information to encourage you, if you're on this journey or about to embark on this journey. Take heart. Do not let your heart be troubled, because this is what Christ says about this. And for those of you that are condemning those around you for doing this, if you're willing to support the flesh system, this world, and these people, these great heroes that we do have here, which I hope you are, because I support them. But if you're willing to see that, how much higher is the spiritual realm than the flesh realm? So if you can see that in the flesh, and these great heroes that we have in the military, and our firefighters, and our police officers, and our medical professional, and you can support them and come to the aid of their families that they leave behind to serve you, then rise yourself above this and hear what Yeshua said about this. It says it in Mark and in Luke. Luke 18:29. He said, listen to my words. Truly, truly, I tell you. That meant this is a benchmark truth. You need to really bring this one home. Anyone who leaves his home behind and chooses the kingdom realm, the spiritual warfare over wife, husband, children, parents, land, wealth, comfort, it will come back to him many more times in this life and in the age to come. And he said the same thing, quoted by another apostle, little different perspective, by Mark 10:29. Listen to my words, listen to Christ. Anyone who leaves his home behind and chooses the kingdom, the greater good of all, to serve others, chooses me, Christ, the kingdom over all else, all these things alone will come back to them tenfold in this life and in the next. But I like how Mark adds in there also persecutions come with this as well. So that is to give you a lift in your heart if you're fighting this spiritual warfare and you've been abandoned by everybody close to you and called terrible, horrible things that you know in your heart are not true. As a matter of fact, you're sacrificing everything to serve those that you love, Father's creation. If you're in that place and this is you, then this word is from Father to you to encourage you. Don't let your heart be troubled in that, because you know your heart. You know inside that you are actually sacrificing these things, letting go of them, facing the cold, facing possible, not having resources. And that you do it gladly with a great heart. But sometimes it's hard in this matrix when people are closest to you telling you that you're heartless and that you're crazy and that you've abandoned them and abandoned all these things. Those are projections of the fear and the inside of them. It has nothing to do with you. So I want you to take heart, because Father is telling you to pick up your sword and pick up your battle gear and keep walking, soldier. Keep walking, because what you're doing is phenomenal. It's incredible. And I know you're not doing it for the reward, but you will be rewarded. My greatest reward is when I can finally sit back in my heart and in my spirit and see that all of Father's creations have been set free, and that this new age that is coming is set in place where there is peace and love and joy, and we're operating in the way that we're supposed to, not being imprisoned by this world. That's my greatest reward, and I can't wait to see that day, and I know that I will. So I just wanted to send this to you to encourage you today to follow that call. If you've been hesitant because you're feeling this and you're seeing the persecution that comes, if it's in your heart, pick up your sword and move. Do it, because you're needed on this war front. We're out here in the foxholes and we need you. You're part of this. If you're already out there and you're getting these arrows slung at you by the people closest to you, take heart and understand that the persecution is part of it, and that Father and the rest of us warriors see you and we know what you're doing. Do not let those projections from other people who sit in their comfortable surroundings judging you, do not let that weigh on you. Take heart. So anyways, I just wanted to let you know that we're in this together, and we're not heartless. And we know this, and Father knows this. It's way beyond that. We feel 10 times more than anyone else does, is what this is about. And we're willing to sacrifice all those comforts of our own to bring about this rescue mission. And so take heart in that. I love you guys so much. And like I said, there's going to be a link in this video to the one that I made with Damien if you'd like to see it. It's pretty good. You guys have a great day, and I hope if this just speaks to one person, then it was worth it. But it totally spoke to me. I was so grateful for Father's words to me, because sometimes it is hard. I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you very much.